Today I'll be illustrating on how to make this dress. Okay, I'll be using this one I have here of fabric to illustrate on how to make a ruched dress, a ruched off-shoulder dress. So let's get to the business of the day. Okay, firstly I'll fold this fabric into four. It won't be having any zipper because my fabric is on the stretchy side. Okay, I just folded my fabric into four equal parts. Like I said, it won't be having any zipper. It's just be a hot sexy short gown. To be extremely short because that's how my clients want it to be, and it will be an off shoulder top. So the first thing we're doing now is minus. So I'll be minusing 3 inches from this because the way I want the style to be, I don't want the front to be too low. I just want it a little bit up. So I'll be minusing 3 inches to get the gown length. I'm minusing 3 inches because of the style I want to make. You can go ahead and minus 4 inches, 4.5 or 5 inches, just based on how you want it to be off, how low you want the neckline to be. But 3 inches is fine by me. To get 35 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance. I'll be adding 1 inch for seam allowance, making it 36 inches. Okay, so this is my gown length. Sorry about my chalk, it's not really visible enough. I'm using a blue chalk. So I'll minus these 3 inches to get on my basic measurement. So I see minus 3 inches to get my breast point, which is 10 inches, my half length 14 inches, my hip line 24 inches. So I'll be ruling all these lines out. I believe you can see my lines even if it's faint. This is my breast point line. Okay, minus 3 inches to get my breast point line. My waist line 14 inches, my hip line 24 inches. So what I'll be doing next is to impute the measurement. On my bust line, I'll impute my bust measurement, which is 34 inches divided by 4 will give me 8.5. So I'll add only 1 inch seam allowance because this is an English gown. So on the waistline, I'll impute my waist measurement, which is 28 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance. And on the hip line, I'll impute my hip measurement, which is 38 inches. I'll also add 1 inch seam allowance to it. Okay, so at the lower part of my dress, since I'm making a ruched gown, I'll just take the measurement I have here on my hip line, which is 10.5, and I'll impute the same measurement at the lower part of my dress. Since it's a ruched dress, I don't want it to be all that pencil. Then I'll connect to my waistline, then my bust line. Okay, so now on the shoulder line, I'll take my shoulder measurement, which is 15 inches divided by 15 inches divided by 2 will give me 7.5, and my chest line measurement 7.5 as well, minus 3 inches. Don't forget to do that to get 7.5. Then I'll connect. Okay, so this is my chest line. So what I'll be doing now, since it's an off shoulder and I can't leave the shoulder area like this because it's an off shoulder, you need to minus 2.5 inches from it, from your shoulder measurement. 2 inches is fine, but I just want it a little bit closer, so I'll be minusing 2.5 inches from my shoulder measurement, and my shoulder measurement is 15 inches. Minus 2.5 inches will give me 12.5. So I'll measure 12.5 divided by 2 will give me 6 and quarter. 6 and quarter. So I'll connect to the ample. Just connect in a slanty way like this. So I just connected in a slanty way like this. So this is my ample. Since it's an option that you don't do the curve, you always connect in a slanty form. Okay, and I don't want the front neckline to be this straight, so I'll be coming down by 1.5 inches here. So before I cut this out, I'll take off the front neckline before, and I'll be leaving the back straight. So I'll just connect it to this point in a curvy way. Okay, so I believe you can see what I'm doing. So you just curve it a little like this. So I'll just cut this out now. Okay, I didn't add zipper allowance to this dress because it's kind of stretchy, so I can wear it without the zip. But if you are working with a fabric that is not stretchy, ensure you add your zipper allowance to it. Just make sure you do so to be on the safer side. I just cut my dress out now. I will take off the back part and then dip the front neckline. And I also took out 2.5 from my shoulder measurements. Same reason, because it's stretchy and taking out 2.5 would not have any much effect on it. But the constant measurement to take out for this kind of dress is 2 inches. For an off shoulder dress, you minus 2 inches if the fabric isn't this stretchy. Okay. Okay, this is my breast. So we'll be working on the front part for our ruched. Okay, this roughness is just based on where you want it, whether the left hand side or the right hand side. Okay, this is the back of. Okay, this is the back part of the dress. So we'll be working with the front part of this dress. So right now we'll be doing the ruched part, which is the main focus of the dress. So I'm just trying to arrange it. Like I said earlier on, you decide where you want your ruch to be, either on the right hand side or the left hand side. So what I'll be doing next, I'll fold this into 2 equal parts, and I want mine to be on the left hand side. Okay, mind you, if you want your dress to be on a normal length and with the ruch, you have to add extra inches to the length of the dress. So by the time you pull it up, it will be on the actual length. Like I want this gown to be very short. That's why I'm working with 36 inches. So when by the time I pull it up to be like 32 inches, which is fine by me. So if you want yours to be not be short and still have the ruched design, then you have to add like extra 2 inches to the length. So by the time you pull it up, it will still be on the length you want it to be. Okay, for my ruched part, I want it to be on the left hand side, like I've said. So I folded this front part into two. So I'll be marking the center area like this. So I'll be using the distance between my bust to bust to determine where I want the ruch to start from. I don't want it to be at the center area. You can put yours on the center area. That's just based on preference. But I want it to be on one side. So I'll mark my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. Divide by 2 will give me 4 inches. So I'll mark 4 inches here. Okay. So I'll also determine how long I want the ruch to be. And I want it to be like 11 inches. So I'll mark 11 inches upward from that point. So I'll draw a straight line. I'll just draw a straight line to connect 4 inches. Just maintain my 4 inches. 4 inches. Okay, so after doing this now, I'll mark 1 inch on both sides. Kindly sorry about my chalk, but if you concentrate, you understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, so this is my 4 inches line. Okay, so I'll mark half inch on both sides, half or 1 inch. Okay, I'll be marking 7.5 inches on both sides. 7.5 inches. That's more than half inch, but not up to 1 inch. I just mark 7.5 inches downward. Okay, so I also connect that line together where my rope will pass through. I'll repeat same thing here on this side. I'll mark 7.5 inches as well. I'll just mark it straight down. Okay, I'll also draw that line out. Okay, this is how it's looking. So what I'm having here left is about 3.5 inches. So this is it. So now I'll be making my rope. I've cut a rope which is 1.5 inches wide. I'll just cut 2 pieces of it and attach. We know we marked 11 inches long here, so I'll cut a piece which is 12 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. Okay, so this is my extra fabric. So I'll mark 12 inches. You've cut an extra piece which is 12 inches long. Just mark 12 inches or 13 inches because of the folding of the upper area and the lower part. Okay, let's use 13 inches, then 2 inches wide as a casing for my rope. So this is 13 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. So what we'll be doing next, we'll be placing it on it. Make sure you mark your chalk on the wrong side of your fabric. Okay. You can choose to extend the length of your ruch. That's also based on preference. So I'll just bring this here now and I'll place it like this and sew on the edge of it, on the both edge. Then I'll check for the midpoint of this piece and match on it. So I'll just notch on the midpoint too. I'll mark on a midpoint. I'll be matching on the midpoint of this piece as well. I'll just place it this way. I'll place it this way. You can as well do it like this. You can sew, place it like this and sew. Then you flip it over, fold it in, and you sew on it. And ensure your edges are neat. You also fold the upper area and sew it round. Okay. So I'll just do it this way and trim off my. This is how it will be on it. And you sew on the midpoint of your casing. You just sew straight on the midpoint. On both sides, you attach a rope inside. You just use your thing. You're sure you fold the edges of this as well. You fold both edge inward like this to have a neat work. Then you ensure you hem the lower part of your dress before fixing the ruch part, because once you match on it you won't be able to pass your thread through. So you have to sew the edges of your rope casing and the hemming part of your dress. You fold this using 1 inch. Remember, we added 1 inch extra to it. So you fold your edges using 1 inch and you fold the edge of this one. You just bend it one side so the dress will be neat. And this is on fold already. You just place it on it like this, so it will be looking very neat. You fold both edges using 1/2 inch of your casing. This is your casing. So what we're doing now is to cut our rope. The rope, we don't have um a constant length. We don't have any length, any particular length for it. It just depends on how long you want the rope to be. That's also based on preference. So I'll be using 15 inches, and I'll be cutting two pieces, 1 inch wide or 1.5 inches wide. So this is my extra fabric. You can use 15, 20 inches at the length, depending on how you want it to be, how long you want it to be. So I think I'll use 20 inches. Let it be a little bit lengthy. So I'll use 20 inches for my rope. So I'll just cut it out. Okay, I'll divide this into two, one for each side. Okay, I choose to make it a little bit lengthy. I said it earlier on, you can choose to make it longer than that. It's just based on how long you want it to be. So this is 25 inches long. So I think it's better you have like 10 inches plus your actual length. That's the actual length I'm talking about is the length of your ruch. That's from this point to the heavy part of the dress, which I marked. So this is 25 inches long. So you can choose to make yours longer than this. So what we'll be doing next is to fold it this way. You fold one side in like this, then you fold the other part like this using 1/4 inches, then you join the both side together. Since it's a tiny rope, you cannot say you want to be turning it, you find it very difficult. So you just fold it this way and match on the outside area, matching it very tiny. So repeat same process on the both rope. You just fold it inward both side, then you match on the outside. So I'll be using bias on the neckline area, then I'll be cutting the sleeve for it. But first of all, let's work on the ruch part, which is the main focus on this video. Okay, so this is my casing for my ruch dress. So I will just fix it now. I'll place the right side on the wrong side of my dress. This is the wrong side of my dress. So I'm just placing it on it like this, and ensure you use a matching thread. So I'll fold the edges first like this, using 1/2 inch. Then I'll sew it this way on the line. Just place it on the line I created already. You can see I'm having excesses here, so I'll trim this off. So I've trimmed up my excesses up to the length of my dress. I'll still fold here in again using 1/2 inch. Stitch. So at this point now, just flip it over like this. I flip it over like this and fold it in again and sew on it. I'll just fold the side areas, the lower parts. Ensure I fold it very well. Then I'll sew on it straight. So I'll just match on it straight down. Okay, I just sew on the second part. Okay, what I'll be doing next now is to sew on the midpoint of this my casing. So I'll just use my tape to measure what I'm having left. So what I'm having here is 2 inches. So I'll mark 1 inch from this center area down to this point. Mind you, you can make your, like I said earlier, you can make this casing longer. It's just based on preference. You can make it longer than this. You can make it 20 inches, 15 inches, just based on preference. So also on the midpoint, I'll mark 1 inch on the center of this my casing and match on it. I'm just trying to trim off my thread to make my work very neat. Okay, where I marked the chalk is where I sewed. I sewed on this point, on the midpoint and the other side of it. So I'll be inserting my rope now. I'll be sewing my rope now to insert on it. This gown is a very simple one. So this is my rope. So I'll just fold it like the way I showed you guys and match on it. So I'll just fold it this way. Just fold it like this, then I'll fold again this way. You fold it into two sides like this, then I'll now bend again. This is what I'm having. So I'll sew the second rope because I'll be using two of it, like I said. So this is the second one. So I'll repeat same process. Okay, I've sewn my two ropes. Get it? So I'll be using this pin now to fix them. So I'll just fix it on the edge like this, and I'll hold it up. Okay. So from one of my hole, remember our holes are still open, so I'll put it this way. Just fix it this way till I get to the upper part of my dress. So I'll pull it out. Okay, you can see. So I'll remove the pin and attach on the second one, also fix it. So this is my second rope, so I'll just place it in like this too. I'm just trying to pin it out. Okay, I fixed my two ropes, so I'll just ensure it's equal at the end. Okay, this is the end point. So I'll just put this one a little and ensure it's equal. So what I'll be doing now is this is the upper part and this is the lower part. I'll just pull it down carefully to meet at the casing area. I'll do the same thing for both. You can see I just put it here up here, so I'll top stitch on this. I'll top stitch very well, very firm, so I won't be able to pull out at the lower part. So I'll just top stitch on it right away. This style is very simple, and please make sure you give me a thumbs up if you find this video interesting and useful. Okay, you can see how my ruched has formed very well, and this is it. You can make this on both sides, and you can also extend it to be very long. So that's also based on preference. So right now, just shaping the edges using 1/2 inch, then I'll bias the neckline and show you the finishing part of my dress. Thank you so much. Since this is going to be a party dress, I won't be attaching any sleeve to it. Rather, I'll be putting this kind of hand on it. So you can see the sleeve on my vest. So I'll measure from this point of my sleeve to this point. As you can see, we are having 9 inches. So our neckline will be 9 inches wide. So I'll have to reduce it again to be exactly 4.5 inches. I'll place it on fold and I'll trim the excesses I'm having. I just thought of it and I'll be changing the neckline to something like this. But the neck area won't be this circle neck. So I'll do just that now and show you guys the outcome. Once you just trim up the excess on the shoulder line, you bias it, then you create a rope the way I created the rope for the ruch. That's the same rope you're going to fold it and you fix it. Okay guys, this is the outcome of my dress, looking very beautiful. Ensure you like, share and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you in my next video. Bye bye.